On the 19th of February, students gathered at the Eloise Pickard-Smith Gallery to fold paper cranes in honor of the Day of Remembrance. In addition to the students, Cal Provost Alan Christie and Stevenson Provost Alice Yang were in attendance. We sat down with them to ask about the event and how we can learn from the mistakes of the past.
So one of the things that Ursula and I were thinking about was having Cal, Stevenson, or the UCSC-wide community working here in the gallery over the next several weeks to create 1,000 paper cranes that we could then, give as an expression of our own, desires for peace. Part because Japanese Americans have been really intent in the last 10 years or so on talking about what happened to their community as a warning lesson.
And so a lot of what the Japanese American community, both locally, especially in Watsonville and on campus, has tried to do is to make this an event where people think about civil rights and protecting other groups who are vulnerable to discrimination. It's really important for people to recognize that by speaking out, you help preserve that memory and you make it much harder to deny that the injustice ever happened.
The event featured artist Ursula O'Farrell as well as student curator Audrey Woods.
In the light of the political climate of our time presently, how can we create a positive event that will harbor positivity? And we were the crane is a symbol of peace and hope and positivity and everything good basically in Japanese culture. And the idea of peaceful activation is what we were really hoping to harbor, that if you leave your crane here, if you take it home, it will be a reminder of positivity and things to come.
And so working with the gallery and the provost, we created this show, which is really about engagement. So it's not anything about serious art or highbrow art. It's much more around come and enjoy the color, the freedom of expression and brushstrokes, and kind of create an environment where students may feel good in the space, surrounded in beauty.
In attendance were not only students but also local citizens.
Well, I used to live in Japan. I lived there for 3 years, many years ago. And one of my favorite things to do is to make origami cranes. I make my own cards for the new year, and I always do a different design, but every year I end up putting origami cranes on them. Follow your heart.